Imagine a person climbing a staircase. The first step he takes, he moves one step above. In the second step, he moves two steps above. In the third step, he moves 3 steps above. How many steps above will he move in the fourth step? Right. He will move 4 steps above. And how did you know that? Well, you saw the pattern in this problem and predicted the fourth step. Now, if we write down these numbers, it will be 1, 2, 4, 7, 11. This is called a sequence, a group of numbers with a particular pattern. Now let's make it simple. What if we made the height of each step equal? That means, on first step, he would move up by 2 steps. On the second step, he would also move up by 2 steps. And in the third step too, he would move up by 2 steps. Now tell me, how many steps above will he move in the fourth step? Correct. He will move up by 2 steps only. Here, the height or difference of each step is the same. We can write these groups of numbers as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This is called an arithmetic progression or AP. Now, tell me whether the following group of numbers is a sequence or AP or both. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Correct? It's an AP. Because the difference between each consecutive number is the same, that is 2. Now, this is also a sequence because it has a fixed pattern. And anything that has a pattern is a sequence. Now, let's move on to the next example. 1, 2, 4, 7. Is this a sequence or an AP? Yes, this is a sequence as you can see by the pattern. But it's not an AP because the difference between the numbers is not fixed. So, remember this, an AP is always a sequence, but a sequence may or may not be an AP. Now, come back to the example of our staircase. The AP can be written as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now here, 1 is the first step. We denote this by A or A1. A2 denotes the second term, which is 3 here. And similarly, A3 denotes the third term, which is 5 here. Now as we saw, the height of each step is 2, which is A2 minus A1 is equal to 2. This is called the common difference of the AP. We denote this by D. So, in a general arithmetic progression, A, N denotes the nth term of an AP and D denotes the common difference. Let's see an example. 1, 4, 7, 10. Tell me, what is A1, A2, and A3 here? Correct. A1 is 1, A2 is 4, and A3 is 7. Now, tell me what is the common difference of this AP. D is equal to A2 minus A1 is equal to 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Now, let's visualize this. A1 is 1 and A2 is 4. The common difference between A1 and A2 is 3. That is, A2 minus A1 is equal to 3. So, if we add D to A1, we will get A2. Right? 1 plus 3 equals 4. Correct? So, A2 is equal to A1 plus D. Now similarly, if we add D to A2, we will get A3. Right? Let's write it A3 is equal to A2 plus D. Which is A3 is equal to A1 plus D plus D. Therefore, A3 is equal to A1 plus 2D. Easy, right? So, tell me what will be A4. Correct? It will be A1 plus 3D. So, we can write this AP as A1, A1 plus 1D, A1 plus 2D, A1 plus 3D, and so on. This is how we represent an AP. In this way, if anyone asks us what is the value of the fourth term, we can just put the value of A1 and D in A1 plus 3D, which gives us 1 plus 3 times 3, which equals 10. Now, an AP is of two types. It can be finite or infinite. A finite AP is an AP in which the number of terms is finite. It ends after the last term. An infinite AP is an AP that is never-ending and so it has unlimited terms. For example, the days in the month are a finite AP. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till 31. The last term is 31 and the common difference is 1. The group of odd numbers is an infinite AP. We can write them as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It is never-ending. Now, let's do some questions to understand this topic better. Question 1. For the following AP, write the first term and the common difference. -5, -1, 3, 7. So, your first term is -5 and the difference is a to minus a1 which is -1 minus -5 which becomes -1 plus 5 which is 4. Let's verify this now. A3 minus a2 is equal to 3 minus -1, that is 3 plus 1 which equals to 4. So, a3 minus a2 is equal to a2 minus a1. So D is equal to 4. Question 2. Write first 4 terms of the AP, when the first term A and the common difference D are given. A is equal to 4, D is equal to -3. We learned how to write an AP in terms of A and D, right? Let's apply that here. First term is A, that is 4. Second term is A plus D. Third term is A plus 2D and similarly fourth term is A plus 3D. Let's put the values and the second term becomes 4 plus -3, that is 1. Third term becomes 4 plus 2 into -3, which is 4 minus 6 which equals to -2. Fourth term becomes 4 plus 3 into -3, which is 4 minus 9 which equals to -5. So, the AP becomes 4, 1, -2, -5. Question 3. In the given situation, does the list of numbers involved make an arithmetic progression, and why? The amount of air present in a cylinder when a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. Solution. In these type of questions, we just need to write the first 3 terms according to the situation. Let's write first term here. So, in the starting the cylinder will be completely filled with air. Let's consider total air is equal to X, so the cylinder is filled with X amount of air. So our first term is X. Now the pump removes 1/4 of this air. That means the air left in the cylinder is now X minus 1 by 4X. We can simplify it and write it like 3 by 4X. So our second term becomes 3 by 4X. Now, the pump again removes 1 by 4 of air left. That means, the air left now is 3 by 4x minus 1 by 4 into 3 by 4x which is 9 by 16x, so our third term becomes 9 by 16x. Now we have our 3 first terms. Let's write them down together. X, 3 by 4x, 9 by 16x. Now, remember what is the property of arithmetic progression? Yes. Its difference between two consecutive terms is same. We denote it by D. Let's find out difference between A2 and A1 here. 3 by 4x minus x is equal to minus 1 by 4. Now, A3 minus A2 is equal to 9 by 16x minus 3 by 4x, which is equal to minus 3 by 16x. Now, as we can see, difference between A2 and A1 is not equal to difference between A3 and A2. So, this is not an AP. With this, we have come to the end of this video. Remember, math is not just about numbers, it's about understanding the patterns and sequences around us. We hope that you have understood the concept of arithmetic progressions. Now, here's a secret on how you can study effectively with the EduRev app. You can learn with chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve NCERT-based MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. And that's not all, you also get amazing courses for Class 10 and much more for your Class 10 preparation. Thank you.